3. Same room as Act 1. Scene 1. Anna and Maria stand at the window in the same position.
Now we've been sitting around here for a whole hour already, all because of your ridiculous fussing. You were completely ready, but no, you had to keep touching up. Why did I listen to her? What a disappointment. It's like they're spiting us, not a soul in sight, as if they all died.
Calm down, Mom. We'll know everything in 2 minutes. Angie should be back soon. Oh, Mom, there's someone there at the end of the street.
Where? You and your overactive imagination. Oh, yes, someone is there. Who is that? Short, in a suit. Who is that, huh? How annoying. Who could that be?
It's Dumfrey, Mom.
What do you mean, Dumfrey? You're always making things up. It's not Dumfrey. Hey, you, get over here, quick.
Mom, it is totally Dumfrey.
You're saying that just to contradict me. It's not Dumfrey, period.
What? Seriously, Mom, you can clearly see it is Dumfrey.
Fine, it's Dumfrey. I see it now. Why are you arguing? Hurry up! You're so slow. Well, where are they, huh? Tell me from there. It doesn't matter. What? Very strict? And my husband, Monty? He's so stupid. He won't say anything until he comes in.
Scene 2. The same and Dumfrey.
Now tell me, aren't you ashamed of yourself? I was relying on you alone as a decent man. Everyone suddenly ran away, and there you were right behind them. And I have not been able to find out anything. Don't you care? I am godmother to your little Tiffy and Eric, and you treat me like this?
My God, Miss Williams. I ran so fast to pay my respectfulness to you, I'm all out of breath. At your service, Miss Williams.
Hello, Mr. Dumfrey.
Well, tell me, what's happening?
The mayor sent you a note.
Well, what is he, a government agent?
No, not an agent, but just as important. Such education and presence.
Ah, so the same one my husband got the message about.
The very same. I was the first to discover it with Donnie.
Go on, tell us, what's going on?
Yeah, thank God. Everything is working out. At first, he was a little tough on Montgomery. Yes, ma'am. He got upset. He said the hotel's awful, that he refuses to come here, and that he doesn't want to go to jail because of that. But then, after he found out that Montgomery had nothing to do with it, and after they talked for a while, he changed his mind right away, and thank God, everything was just fine. They now went to the clinics, although I have to say that Montgomery thought that someone had already secretly denounced him. Me? I was a bit freaked out too.
Why would you be afraid? You're not an official.
Yeah, well, when one of those big wigs is telling you something, you get a little freaked out.
Oh, come on, that's ridiculous. Tell me, what was he like, young or old?
A young man, about 23, but he talks like an old man. As you please, he says. I'll go here, and I'll go there. It's all so admirable. I, he says, love to write and to read a little. But in the room, he says, it's too dark.
But what is he like? Brunette or blonde?
More in between. His eyes are so quick, like a fox. It's just so unsettling.
What did he write in this note? I hurry to let you know, my dear, that the situation is pretty grim, but by God's grace, 2 pickles, half a portion of cheese curds, $12. I don't understand a thing. What do pickles and cheese curds have to do with this?
Montgomery wrote this in a hurry on a scrap paper. I think it's some sort of receipt.
Oh, yes, of course. By God's grace, it looks like everything will be fine. Quickly prepare a room for a distinguished guest, the one with the yellow wallpaper. Don't worry about food because we will have something at the clinics with Philip Zacharine. Make sure there's plenty of wine. Tell Frank to send the best ones, otherwise I'll wreck his whole cellar. Hugs and kisses, my dear yours, Montgomery Williams II. Oh my God, now we have to hurry. Hey, Mikey!
Mikey!
Listen, run to Frank. Wait, I'll give you a note. Give this note to Simon. He should drive to Frank's and get the wine. And I want you to prepare a room for our guests. Make the bed, change the towels, and so on.
Well, Miss Williams, I'm going to run along and see how he's doing.
Go. I'm not stopping you.
Scene 3. Anna and Maria.
Well, Maria, now we have to pick out our outfits. He is from the capital. God forbid he laughs at us. It would be best if you put on the blue dress with the sparkles.
Yikes, Mom. Blue? I can't stand blue. Miss Minimus wears blue. And Zacharin's daughter also wears blue. I would rather wear something colorful.
Colorful? Really? You're only saying that to contradict me. The blue one would be much better on you because I want to wear the yellow one. I really love yellow.
But Mom, yellow looks terrible on you.
Yellow looks terrible on me?
Terrible. For real, it looks terrible on you. You need dark eyes for that.
Really? You're saying my eyes aren't dark? They are the darkest. What are you talking about? Not dark. I'm like the queen of spades.
You are totally the queen of hearts.
Nonsense! Totally nonsense. I never was the queen of hearts.
Quickly exits with Maria and talks off stage.
Imagine that, queen of hearts. Good God, the very idea.
The door opens on Mikey, sweeping the floor. From another door, Pat enters with a suitcase on his head. Scene 4. Mikey and Pat.
Where should I put this?
Here, right here, sir.
Wait, let me rest first. What a miserable existence. On an empty stomach, every load feels heavy.
Tell me, sir, will the secret agent be here soon?
What secret agent?
Your boss.
My boss? A secret agent?
Isn't he a secret agent?
He's secret, but the other way around.
Is that more or less a secret agent?
More?
Ah, that's what all the fuss is about.
Listen up, buddy. I see you're a smart kid. How about something to eat?
Nothing is ready for you yet, sir. You won't eat just any food. Once your boss gets here, then you will get what he gets.
Well, what kind of food do you have?
Cabbage, potatoes, and meatloaf.
Bring it all. Cabbages, potatoes, and meatloaf. It's fine. I'll eat everything. All right. Let's bring this suitcase in. Is there another way out over there?
Sure is.
They both carry the suitcase to the other room. Scene 5. Policemen open the double doors. Jack Deluge enters, followed by the mayor, followed by the medical administrator, the superintendent, then Dumfrey and Humphrey with a band-aid on his nose. The mayor points at a piece of paper on the floor. The policemen run to pick it up, and in their hurry, they bump their heads together. Deluge.
Nice facilities. I like how you show visitors around. In other places, they didn't show me anything.
In other places, dare I say, the government and the officials care more about themselves, so to speak. But here, if I may say, we don't think of anything but the respect and surveillance for the consideration of our superiors.
The food was very good. I ate way too much. Is it like that here every day?
For such a wonderful guest, of course.
I love to eat. That's what we live for. To stop and smell the roses. What was that dish called again?
La Bardane, sir.
Very tasty. Where did we eat? In the hospital or something?
That's right, sir, where we care for the sick.
I remember there were beds. Did the patients recover? There didn't seem to be very many.
About a dozen, no more. The rest, all recovered. This is how it goes. That's how we run things. Since I took over, you might find this hard to believe, they all recover like flies. A sick person has barely arrived and he is already recovered. And not so much because of medication, but because of honesty and proper management.
To that, if I may add, think of the mind-boggling responsibilities of the mayor. There are so many things, even just sanitation, maintenance, renovations. Let's just say, even the smartest man would struggle, but by God's grace, all is well. Other mayors, of course, would only look after their own interests. But believe it or not, even when I go to bed, I'm still thinking, my God, what can I do so my superiors recognize my efforts and are satisfied? To reward me or not, that is, of course, up to them. But at least I will have peace in my heart when everything in the city is in order, the streets are swept, the prisoners are well cared for, fewer drunks. What more could I want? Truly, honors don't interest me. Of course, they can be very tempting, but virtue is its own reward.
Wow, the weasel! What a performance! Such God-given talent.
That is true. I admit I myself love to ruminate at times. Sometimes in prose, and other times I dabble in verse.
Right, exactly right. Those comments, he is obviously well read.
Tell me, please, isn't there a place, like a special club, maybe? For example, where you can play cards?
Oh, I see, my friend. I know what you're getting at. God forbid. We've never even heard of such places. I've never touched a card. I don't even know how to play cards. I can't even look at them. If I happen to see a king of diamonds or something like that, I feel sick to my stomach and I want to throw up. Once I built a house of cards to entertain the kids, and then I had nightmares about them diabolical things. Forget it. Why would I waste my precious time with that?
And yesterday, the scumbag won $100 off me.
I would rather spend my time serving the state.
But no, that's a little extreme. Just, it depends how you look at it. If, for example, you check when you should raise the stakes, then of course, no, you shouldn't say that. A game of cards can sometimes be very enticing.
Scene 6, the same, Anna and Maria.
Allow me to introduce my family, my wife, and my daughter.
How happy I am, Madame, to have kind of the particular pleasure of meeting you.
Meeting someone like you is an even greater pleasure for us.
I beg you, Madame. On the contrary, my pleasure is the greatest.
Impossible, sir. You're only saying that to flatter me. Please be seated.
To stand next to you is already such happiness, but if you really insist, I will sit. How happy I am that I can finally sit next to you.
I beg you, I cannot imagine your words are intended for me. I am sure that after the capital, your voyages must have been very unpleasant.
Extremely unpleasant. You get used to a certain lifestyle, comprenez-vous, and suddenly you're on the road, dirty hotels, rude ignorance. But I have to admit, something like this happening rewards me for all of it.
Indeed, it must have been so unpleasant for you.
On the contrary, Madame, at this moment, I find it very pleasant.
How is that possible, sir? You honor me too much. I don't deserve it.
Why don't you deserve it, Madam? You do deserve it.
I live in the country.
Well, the country also has its hills, its brooks. Of course, who would compare that with the capital? Ah, the capital. Really, what a life. You might think that I sit at a desk all day. No. The head of the department is a friend of mine, slaps me on the shoulder like this and says, "Buddy, come over for dinner." I only pop into the office for 2 minutes just to say, "Do this, do that." And then someone immediately, one of those gerbils, runs to his cubicle, begins to type. They even wanted to make me a chairperson, but I thought, why? And the doorman runs after me up the stairs with a hanger and says, "Please, may I take your coat, sir?" Why are you all still standing? Please, take a seat.
Don't
With
worry.
our rank,
Oh,
we
we'll
can
stand.
stand.
Never mind. Please, sit down.
The mayor and the others take a seat.
I don't like formalities. As a matter of fact, I always try to get through unnoticed, but I can never, ever hide. Never, ever. I only enter somewhere and they say, "Get out, there's Jack." And one time, they even took me for a general. The guards ran from their posts and saluted. After that, an officer who I knew well told me, "Well, man, we actually took you for the general."
No.
I know some cute actresses. I dabbled in the entertainment industry. I often hang out with directors. Spielberg is a good friend of mine. I always ask him, "Hey, Steve, what's up?" "Well, buddy," he answers, "hanging in there." Original thinker.
So you direct. It must feel wonderful to be a filmmaker. You must direct for streaming.
Yes, streaming too. I've made a lot of things. The Princess Bride, Get Out, Lord of the Rings. I can't even remember all the titles. And all by chance. I didn't want to direct, but the studio said, "Please, buddy, give us something." I think to myself, sure, why not, buddy? And then, just like that, in one evening, I put it all together. Everyone was stunned. I have too many ideas. Everything under the name of Michael Bay, Transformers, Bad Boys, it was actually me.
No, you are the famous Michael Bay.
Yes, I edit for all of them. DreamWorks gives me $4 million for that.
Then Dirty Dancing must be yours too.
Yeah, that one's mine.
I knew it.
Mom, Google says Emil Ardolino is the director.
Of course, even now you have to contradict me.
Oh, yes, that is true. That one is Ardolino's. But there's another Dirty Dancing, and that one's mine.
And I must have seen yours. So well done.
I have to admit, I live for the cinema. My studio is the place to be in the capital. Everyone knows Studio Jacques. Please, gentlemen, if you're ever in the capital, do stop by. I also throw parties.
I can imagine how elegant and extravagant those parties must be.
Don't get me started. On the table, there's a watermelon, a $700 melon. The soup comes in the pot by private jet straight from Paris. You lift the lid, the aroma, you've never smelled anything like it in the world. I'm at parties every day. We play poker there. The Secretary of State, the Chinese ambassador, the Brazilian, the German ambassador, and I. And so intense, those games. It's unbelievable. When you run up the stairs to the 4th floor, you can only tell the maid, "Here's my coat." Why am I lying? I forgot that I have a private elevator. I'll take my elevator. You should see my hallway when I am not awake yet. Senators, congressmen, bumping into each other, buzzing like bees. You only hear bzz, bzz, bzz. I'm even addressed in texts as "Your Excellency." One time, I even headed an apartment. It was strange. The director left. Where he went, no one knows. Well, naturally, they started talking. How? What? Who should take his place? A lot of the higher-ups wanted it and tried, but in the end, none of them could handle it. It seems easy, but if you take a closer look, you think, to hell with this. So finally, the only option. Moi. And at that moment, reporters on the streets. Can you imagine? 35,000. And that's just reporters. I'm telling you, what a situation. Jack, go head the department. I have to admit, I was a little taken aback. I came out in my bathrobe. I wanted to refuse, but I thought, the president will find out, and that may affect my career. Whatever you want, gentlemen, I'll do it, I say to them. So be it, I say. I'll take the job, but under me, I'll keep you in line. I will. And indeed, as I would go through the department, it was like an earthquake. Everyone was trembling and shaking like a leaf.
The mayor and the others tremble from fear. Deluge gets even more riled up.
Oh, don't mess with me. I scared them all to death. Even Congress is afraid of me, as they should be. That's how I am. I don't care who they are. I tell everyone I know who I am, and I really don't care. I'm everywhere. I'm in the White House every day. Tomorrow, they're going to give me a no
He
bell.
slips and almost falls to the floor, but is respectfully supported by the officials. Mayor approaches trembling.
You're,
What?
you're,
I can't understand a thing. All nonsense.
You're excellent. Wouldn't you like to rest for a while? There's a room with everything you need.
Nonsense. Rest. If you insist. The meal, gentlemen, was very good. I'm quite pleased. Quite pleased. Labardon. Labardon.
Enters the next room, followed by the mayor. Scene 7. The same, except Deluge and the mayor.
What a man, Donnie. What a man. That's what I call a man. Never in my life have I stood before such an important person. I almost had a heart attack. What do you think, Donnie? What's his rank?
I think he must be a secret agent or something like that.
Well, I think if he is a secret agent, he must be with the FBI. Did you hear how he cracked down on the department? Let's tell Brad Minimus as soon as possible. Goodbye, Mrs. Williams.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Both exit.
It's simply terrifying. And we haven't even met on official grounds yet. And what if he wakes up and denounces us in the Capitol?
Exits deep in thought. Scene 8. Anna and Maria.
Ah, he is so charming.
He is so fine.
Such impeccable manners. It's immediately clear he is a cosmopolitan. The way he carries himself, how delightful. I just adore young men like that. Can't even think straight. But I think he liked me a lot. I noticed he was looking at me all the time.
Oh, Mom, he was looking at me.
Please, get out of here with your nonsense. That won't be needed here.
No, Mom, really.
Of course. God forbid she agrees with me. She's impossible. Enough. Why should he look at you? What for?
Seriously, Mom, he was looking at me the whole time. And when he started to talk about movies, he looked at me. And when he told us about playing poker with the ambassadors, he looked at me again.
Okay, fine. Maybe one time, but not more. To be polite. He probably just thought, I guess I'll take a look at her too.
Scene 9. The same and the mayor. Mayor comes out on tiptoes.
What?
I'm not happy I got him drunk. What if even half of what he said is true? Why wouldn't it be true? The drunk mind speaks the sober truth. Of course, he did lie a little bit. You cannot have a conversation about a little embellishments. He is playing cards with senators and visit the White House. Really, the more you think about it, Lord knows what to think. Are you on top of the skyscraper, or are you about to be pushed from it?
I didn't feel shy at all. I just found him very educated, cultured, and refined, and his status is insignificant to me.
Oh, you women. There's one word to describe you. You are so frivolous. You can just say one or the other. You just get away with anything. But your husbands will take the blame. You, my dear, were so friendly with him as if he was just another Dumfrey.
I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. We know a thing or two.
No point in talking to you. What a mess. I'm still shaking with fear. Oh, Mikey, call deputies Whistler and Grabber. They're somewhere close, by the gate. It is a strange world. Back in the day, it was clear. It used to be you could tell who was in charge just by looking at them. But this scrawny, skinny kid, how are you supposed to know who he is? When you look at a suit, you can see who that is. But a jacket makes him look like a fly with clipped wings. He didn't crack at the hotel in the beginning. Nothing but metaphors and doublespeak. It would take ages to figure it all out. But eventually, he showed his hand. He said more than was needed. Clearly, he is still young.
Scene 10. The same and Pat. Everyone runs to him, trying to get his attention.
Come here, dear.
Ooh, what is he? Sleep?
No, he's still getting comfortable.
Tell me, what's your name?
Pat, ma'am.
Enough. Enough. Well, my friend, have you been well taken care of?
They gave me plenty to eat, thank you. The food was great.
So tell me, your boss must get visited by a lot of congressmen and senators?
What to say? If they gave me good food before, that means they'll give me even better food later. Yes, also congressmen.
Your boss is so handsome.
And tell me, please, Pat, how.
Stop it, please. Your frivolous talk is only getting in my way. Well, friend?
How high up is your boss?
Just average?
My God, you and your stupid questions. I can't get in a word edgewise. Well then, friend, what's your boss like? Strict? Does he yell a lot?
Yes, he's a real stickler. Everything has to be just right.
I really like the look of you. Friend, you must be a good man. Anyway,
Listen, Pat, what does your boss usually wear? A suit or.
enough, you two. Really, such blabbermouth. This is serious. We are talking about life and death. Anyway, I really like you, friend. On the road, it doesn't hurt to have a drink. It's getting cold. Here's a little something for a cup of coffee.
You're too kind, sir. May God smile upon you. You helped a poor man.
Okay, it's my pleasure. And what, friend?
Listen, Pat, what eye color does your boss like the most?
Pat, sweetheart, what a cute little nose your boss has.
Oh, cut it out. Let me. Anyways, friend, please tell me, what does your boss like to pay the most attention to? That is, what does he like the most when traveling?
Well, that depends. What he likes most is to be treated with respect and good food.
Good food?
Yeah, good food. Take me. I'm just an assistant, but he makes sure I'm good too. Trust me, we stop somewhere and he asks, "Hey, Pat, did they feed you well?" "Terrible, sir." "Ah," he says, "Pat, that was a bad host." You, he says, remind me when I get home. Ah, I think to myself, who cares? I'm a simple guy.
No, you're right. That's a good point. I already gave you money for coffee. Here's a little something for a bagel.
You shouldn't, sir. I'll drink to your health.
If you come to me, I'll give you something too.
Pat, here. Give your boss my love.
Deluge coughs faintly from the other room.
Hush! For God's sake, keep it down. Get out of here. That's enough.
Let's go, Maria. I noticed something about our guests that I can only share with you.
Only imagine what that could be. If you even think of eavesdropping, you'd have to plug your ears. Well, friend,
Scene 11, the same grabber and whistler.
hush, clumsy oafs stomping their boots, busting in like 500 pounds being thrown off a truck. Where the hell have you been?
I was following orders.
Like a flying crow. I was following orders, like he's screaming through a megaphone. Well, friend, you go and get things ready for your boss. Whatever you need, just say the word and it's yours. And you two, stand at the entrance and don't move. And don't let anyone in, and certainly no entrepreneurs. If even one of them gets in, as soon as you notice someone coming in with a complaint, or someone who even looks like he wants to file a complaint against me, then grab him by the neck and kick him out, like full force. You hear? Hush, hush.